Hey guys, today I wanted to talk to you about a film called The Rover. It's been 10 years after a global economic collapse. Our main character is Eric, an ex-soldier with a dark past who's lost everything, and the only thing he seems to care about is his car, which gets stolen by a group of bandits. He goes on a quest to retrieve said car and along the way meets a wide variety of people all struggling to survive in this new post-apocalyptic Australia. This film wasn't super groundbreaking, but I really liked this film. I thought the atmosphere was really well done, and by the end I felt pretty empty and I wanted more, which I think is a testament to its direction. I think when talking about these types of movies, it's interesting to make comparisons of what came before it. Disclaimer, this film is not Mad Max just because it's set in Australia. There aren't drugged out bandits going around in super souped up cars, and there aren't cannibals that we know of, and there definitely aren't zombies. This is a much more realistic portrayal of what an apocalypse could look like, with a real reason that it happened based on an economic downturn or collapse, which makes it all the more scarier. We have a very personal story, and we get the sense that we're only scratching the surface of what's going on, because we are just following Eric. But through the different people he meets, we know that the rest of the world is also suffering, but we only catch glimpses. He befriends a character named Ray, who helps him lead him to his car, but what makes Ray special is that he's not all there. He's slow or mentally challenged. Ray is played by Robert Pattinson, and he does an amazing job with this character. Not only is he mentally challenged, but he's also has a southern accent, so Robert Pattinson, who's actually British, is playing a southern, mentally challenged man, and that's the opposite of Cedric Diggory, who's handsome and pretty, whereas this guy is just not handsome, broken down, and very slow. Eric and Ray develop a strange kind of bond, and it's a relationship I hadn't seen before, which makes it super cool. Eric is very violent and very capable, and he has just this one singular mission to get his car back, and he's paired with this very slow, innocent person who doesn't really have a goal. In this relationship, we find the heart of the story, and it moved me because it felt very real. There wasn't really any moment where we felt like their bond had become super strong or overly emotional, but just the fact that they have to survive together, you passively soak in that they're making a connection, even though their goals are very different. This film is very, very bleak. Essentially, it boils down to a man trying to find the last remnants of his humanity. Because he's felt like he's lost it, what I didn't like about this film is that it relies too much on a Rosebud moment. And Rosebud, if you don't know, is a reference to Citizen Kane. It's the last word the title character Citizen Kane utters, and we spend the rest of that film reliving his life, ultimately culminating in the moment where we find out the significance of this word. Now, in this film, Rosebud is Eric's car, and this isn't really a spoiler because it literally begins with this: he's going to look for his car. We don't know his motivation until much later, and while that does give us context for everything that's happened before, I wish I had known more earlier. We really just don't know anything about Eric for a majority of the movie. I think having to withhold information to give us an impact is a very high risk, high reward type of storytelling. Because this world was so clear and had so much personality by itself, for the most part, not giving us too much information worked because we could just enjoy the world. But if you pause to think too deeply, there's nothing there, and it might feel a bit boring or slow if the world isn't enough. But the characters really carry this film. They're a lot of fun, they're interesting, and they are put in this terrifying situation. We get a lot of great conversations between everyone involved, especially under high duress. What I also liked about this movie was we have a protagonist, but he's not even an anti-hero. He's just a dude. Even Walter White in the beginning is under the illusion that he's helping his family. This dude starts this journey under no illusion. He's absolutely in it for himself. He dives deeper into being a bad guy with every progressive scene, and by the end, we don't know if he's changed or what he's thinking. Again, this is not really how you want to approach storytelling in most films, but because of the realism in this world, it's more forgivable. It's as if we're just seeing a slice of his life during a very, very bad week. And that's also why it's terrifying. As much violence that happens on screen, all of the really messed up stuff has already happened and is possibly yet to happen as things continue to go downhill. Overall, I give this film a B. It wasn't the gut punch that I got from The Road or the fantastic fun experience from Mad Max, and there wasn't a really tight message, but it's a very nice movie to look at and experience, and it's a solid entry into the post-apocalyptic pantheon. What's your favorite post-apocalyptic film? Let me know if there are any movies or shows I should review next. Thanks again, and I'll see you all next time. What's your favorite post-apocalyptic